Alright, welcome back. So, recently I've been getting out of a lot of DMs, and most of them have the same question. They all ask on how to know if you have the right PO3. Related to this question, I've also been asked many times which time frame on which PO3. So I'm gonna answer these directly, and then I'm gonna show you on how to apply it. So there's two methods. The first one, use the auto PO3 in the indicator. The second method, find the ADR, use PO3 closest to the ADR. These will give you two different ranges. This one, the auto PO3, I've seen it's a lot easier to use the auto PO3, or I should say a lot more effective on lower time frames. But that's in general advice on the auto PO3. Because it mostly gives you the PO3 range that the indicator calculates. So this one I will classify as an intraday PO3. The second method, this is your optimal range. On the first method, you will be seeing that price respects a lot of the levels, because it's going to be a lot of levels. On the second method, you're going to be seeing fewer levels, but with a keen eye, you'll be able to frame MMXMs and just use them as support and resistance and in an appropriate scenario. So which time frame on which PO3? Here's a general advice. The lower the time frame, the lower the PO3. But I also recommend to switch through the time frames and see which is better. But what do I mean by which is better? I want to see the time frame aligned with the Goldbach, creating PD arrays in the appropriate Goldbach zone. So let's go see how this looks on the chart. So I am on Nasdaq currently, because I know I made a lot of videos on gold, and I've been getting asked does this work on indices, on stocks, crypto? And yes, it does. I want to show that it doesn't just work on gold. It actually works a lot better on indices, in my opinion, and on forex, like EU, GU, and pairs, forex pairs. So this range right here, this came to be from the auto PO3. You see how I have it clicked on? When I click it off, it's going to change. Or, I guess I'm already on it. Okay, there we go. Turn this on real quick. It's this little table right here that's going to pop up. It's going to show which PO3 you are on. It's highlighted in black. So, let's say I have it manually on the 6561, but I want to find the intraday PO3. So your auto PO3 number, make sure it's on closest, and just click it on. The indicator will calculate the PO3 range for you. So we can see pretty nicely that price has been stuck between the EQ range and the low. This would have been a perfect trade right here. A lot of these would have. This is also showing why I recommend a lot of the new Goldbach traders to TP at the EQ. Because honestly, there are a lot of good trades in just this Goldbach range. First of all, there was an algo 2 present in this week. So, to the FEG zone, it's the EQ. Could have traded the EQ to the low. As he comes back, you see, I was turning exactly at the Goldbach levels. This is Enigma. This is the real deal, guys. At this low, you could have bought to the EQ. At this EQ, you could have sold to the low. So there's basically 4 beautiful trades in just this Goldbach range alone. From the low to the EQ, and at EQ, we expect consolidation or rejection. In this case, it was rejecting many times. So let's see what the optimal range looks like. I have an ADR indicator right here, right? It's going to tell me the ADR. Up here in the top right corner, it's telling me 1563 for the ADR. So now you have to look for the PO3 number closest to your ADR. So which is closest? 2187 or the 729? I believe the 2187 is a lot closer. And of course, 1563 is surpassed 729, right? So let's go down to the 2187 manually without the auto PO3. Let's see how this looks. What we see here is a nice rejection from the FEG Goldbach zone, a consolidation, the liquidity void zone. For my avid Goldbach traders, they will know that this looks like it may cause a reversal down to the EQ, or I may be wrong and just keep going up. So basically, on the optimal range, you want to frame, sorry for coughing, want to frame MMXMs. You mostly want to see price respecting these levels. You can use them as support and resistance. You go from the bottom of a Goldbach partition to the high of it. Expand through and cause a reversal. And use it like this. This is a nice little illustration of support and resistance and an MMXM in play. This is how you want to frame. You also want to look for unfulfilled range. So we got two lines. That price came in and didn't touch the Goldbach low. Well, in this scenario, this little gap from this low to the Goldbach level, that's called unfulfilled range. Knowing this, we can see this unfulfilled range as a drawn liquidity. Just expect it to be filled in the future. Let's go back. See how this looks. You can see right here on this little price action right here. Price has been using the levels nicely. See here, here, EQ, and this line too. And even here, you can see a nice support and resistance. Even this right here can be seen as a fractal MMXM, just as this. You can see here, price came above Goldbach level. We tested it and went straight to the other Goldbach zone. Isn't it interesting how it starts the retracement for these little two candles right here, right at the Goldbach level? This could have been here, 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 but no, it's up here, at the Goldbach level. This is how you know your optimal range is being respected. Right here, we see a scenario of unfulfilled range. This low right here did not touch the low, the partition. It's a nice little liquidity right here, right? And right here too, because it didn't touch the Goldbach high in this scenario, or the high of the partition to be more exact, right? You can see that in this day created a new day opening gap, the Judas swing to the low, and went straight to the high. So those two illustrations I just showed, they're proving to be effective. Because this is Enigma. Even here, from the high to the low of the Goldbach partition. Here is actually picture perfect to my illustration. It went beyond the Goldbach level, created an IFEG, came back in to this range of this high to this low, and targeted so. It's a lot of scenarios. Even here. Right here we can say liquidity has been taken. There's a small IFEG for your CISD and the sell to the Goldbach low, to the pip, or to the tick, since this is Nasdaq, right? You already knew what I was going to say. To the high of the partition. Higher partition to the low of the partition. It's interesting, isn't it? And here we are in current day. So on the optimal range, some beautiful trades. So to know which time frame also, use the time frame that looks the nicest to use. You can even see on the 1 hour time frame, it looks nice. As we were using the 15-minute before, you can see that these candles, the 1 hour closes, are respecting the highs and the lows. Just like that. If you have a bullish scenario, you can look for inversions inside of the range and wait for it to come back inside of your range and then target where you believe it will go to.